Hello. Greetings from New Zealand, 2:39 on Monday the 11th of the 5th. I thought I'd do some more questions and answers. It disturbs me that some Christians ask pretty basic, in my opinion, questions. Obviously, their pastors are not answering them. So I'm just going on Quora, and I'm just going to pick some random questions, all to do with religion or Christianity. I have no idea what it's going to be yet, so let's have a look. Are there commonly LDS or Mormons that are more attracted to the community than the theology? Oh, probably. The Mormon community is very nice in a worldly way. It appeals to the flesh. They generally live good lives. They can be quite honest. They're sincere. Don't smoke, don't drink. They can become a high priest. They can be a priest, especially, I think they baptize, I think 12-year-olds are priests in the Mormon church. You get to earn your way to become a god of your own planet and have endless sex with multiple goddess wives to populate your own planet, whose inhabitants will worship you as their God the Father. If you don't believe me, you can ask in the comments for proof of that. So it does definitely appeal to the flesh. Let's have a look. Was the devil cast out of heaven before creation? I can't remember. No. I know that he got jealous of. Where was he cast out of? Oh, sorry, where was he cast to if God had not already created the planet? The devil's mad because he thought the earth was going to be his, but God said, no, none of that. It's not for you. Oh. Does the New Testament replace the Old? Good question. I don't know about replace. It certainly fulfills it. Remember that the Old Testament is Judaism, New Testament is Christianity. Okay, another question. Why didn't Joseph Smith simply create rubbings from the golden plates? This could have helped silence critics and would greatly help the case for the Book of Mormon now. Quite simply because Joe made it all up. Complete fraud, con, and fairy tale. Let's have a look. Are Mormon couples who seal their marriages in the temple given a secret password they're to use to reunite in the afterlife? Yes, they are given a new temple name, usually a biblical prophet, quite often Joseph, after Joe Smith, who obviously is not a prophet but an absolute charlatan and idiot. Now get this, the man may know the woman's new secret name, but the woman cannot know the man's. If a woman is expected to be resurrected, her husband must call her from the grave using her temple name. So the old joke was, if you burn that pot roast one more, you're staying in the ground, lady. Does God forgive deliberate sins as long as we repent? I have difficulty with the phrasing of that, but he's already forgiven us of the sin I'm about to do tomorrow. You know, I obviously haven't planned it, but I'm going to sin. I sin every day. He's already forgiven it. Well, questions like this make me sad. In Christianity, if I carelessly sin, knowing that it's wrong, and knowing I can avoid it, will God still forgive me? If I ask for forgiveness before I carelessly sin, will he forgive me? Will he punish me? God doesn't punish you for sinning. God punishes you for rejecting Jesus. Hey, Simba, my 25-year-old cat. Why do Jehovah's Witnesses believe humans have no souls? Because they can't understand it and they can't reason. If they can't reason it humanly speaking, then that must mean it's not true. Is Christianity Protestant? Very good question. Christianity is not a religion or a denomination or a brand label. Christianity is a relationship with Jesus. Despite which church you belong to, despite what church you go to or religion you believe, not because of it. So is Christianity Protestant? Now, a Protestant is a former Catholic who left the Catholic cult protesting its anti-Christian and unbiblical teachings. So, no. Protestantism did not fall away from Catholicism. Catholicism fell away from Christianity. Christians came first. Catholics broke away. Why is it that most of the dressing of Christian girls are different from the teachings of the Bible? Because they like to show off parts of their body that they ought not to, which is very dangerous because they are knowingly tempting males. And they don't like rules. They don't like to be told what to do. In LDS theology, who is Mary's, the mother of Jesus, celestial husband? That would be God the Father, I believe. Yes, God the Father and Mary had physical sex in order to procreate Jesus. Virgin birth, my butt. At what age was Jesus baptized? Probably around 30, because his ministry was about 3 years, and he died around 33. Around 33. Yeah. Women have less role in Catholic Church, although Jesus' followers were a lot of women, including his closest disciple, Mary Magdalene. Why? Women have different roles in the church. They are not to be pastors. They are not to be elders. They are not to be deacons. They are not to usurp the authority over a man. That's sexist. That's misogynistic. Where? Take it up with God. Does that mean women are inferior to men? Of course not. Don't be so thin-skinned. Women have different roles in the church. Remember, Eve was the one who was deceived. You know, women say, oh, where would you men be without us women? My answer to that would be still in the garden. And I would also dispute that Mary was his closest disciple. I believe that was Paul. What do the offerings at church really go? It's supposed to go to God, but that doesn't obviously happen. Who receives the money? Well, which church are they talking about? I am totally anti-Catholic. Anti-pastor. So I don't believe in pastors, whether they're paid or not. I mean, it should go towards supporting missionaries overseas, helping out with the poor, getting the message out there. The good news, whether that's printing pamphlets or tracts or putting ads in the newspaper, that's fine. What is it called when a priest leaves the church? A bloody good start. We don't need priests for today. We are a royal priesthood. Where does all the money go when it's given to a church? Every single member should be told where every single cent goes, and they should vote on where that money goes. Why do some people believe that Roman Catholicism is wrong? Because it is. You've got the worship of Mary, the statues, the incense, the priests, the infant baptism, all pagan. All pagan. What is the title of the first book of the New Testament? Matthew. What would happen if a large group of people forced their way inside the chapel of Axum, Ethiopia, to see the Ark of the Covenant for themselves and to take pictures of it to verify its existence? I don't know whether it's there or not. I haven't studied that. It's definitely nowhere near Rome or the Vatican. Neither is the tomb of Peter. That's not very many questions today. What was the first translated version of the New Testament after the original Greek? There is no original Greek. Which original Greek? Codex Vaticanus, Codex Sinaiticus, Textus Receptus. What? Many people think there's only one true source for the Bible. There was actually two. What is the argument against the authenticity of 1 John 5, 7 and 8 in the KJV? Many people say that the earlier translations of the Bible or earlier manuscripts didn't include those verses, so that means it was added later. That's a false presupposition. You're assuming the earlier manuscripts are better. They're not. Why don't Christian women wear head coverings when, for most of the history of Christianity, all churches required head coverings? This is another one of those little doctrines, along with alcohol and Bible translations, that can really divide a church. I attend somewhere where head coverings are not stressed, are encouraged. I disagree with that. That doesn't mean that I'm right and everyone else is wrong, or everyone else is right and I'm wrong. The Bible speaks of women having their heads covered. But then the next couple of verses says that the woman's hair is given to her as a covering. The idea being, was that there were a number of prostitutes around at that time, like there is today, and they used to shave their heads. Whoops. No, I'm not for sale or rent. That was the sign that they were available for business. And ladies, don't wear skimpy clothes. If you're not in business, don't advertise. But when they became Christians, of course, people would see them in the churches with their shaved heads, and they would judge the church, saying, "Oh, you got prostitutes in there." So the women had to cover their heads until the hair grew back. That's what I was told. Could be right, could be wrong. If we sin deliberately and willfully, can we still be forgiven? Yes, but why would you want to sin deliberately and willfully? Oh, brilliant. Good on you, whoever asked this question. How do the Jehovah's Witnesses, who believe that Christ died on a stake and not on a traditional cross, explain John 20:25, where the word nails is plural? Wouldn't a stake only need one nail as depicted in the pictures of their book? Good on you. You're absolutely right. No, it would. Okay. This guy replied, no, it would require 2 spikes, one for the hands, driven in reality under the wrist bones. Nails in the palm would tear out the fingers under pressure. One to nail the feet in place. Yeah. They say that the Greek word stauros means a stake or an upright pole. They're wrong. It means a stake or upright pole with a crossbeam, a pabellium. I've done a video on that before, so I might mention that. But see how this person answers, no, it would require 2 spikes. One to nail the feet in place, so one for the hands, one to nail the feet in place. So he hasn't answered the question. Thomas said, unless I see the print of the nails in his hands. So it can't be a single nail in the hands. It's specifically referring to the hands. And notice how that Jehovah's Witness deceitfully answers a different question. So be very careful and phrase your words and questions very carefully with a cultist. See, I would ask that question, how did the Jehovah's Witness who believed that Christ died on a stake and not on a traditional cross explain John 20:25, where the word nails in his hands is plural? I think that's probably about it. So I hope this has been helpful to you. If there's anything you disagree with, do let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to say hello, let me know. If you say, oh, I hate your videos, go away, let me know. If you like them and want more, let me know. God bless you, and look after yourself, and stay strong in the faith.